pretty much very well aware I was experiencing a lot of difficulties earlier. As you probably heard, I had my one son over here crying practically up in my ear. My other son was wreaking havoc with his toys. My daughters were just being annoying. And so that's just what it is. I mean, that's just what life is, period. Anyways, so I wanted to jump up on here really quickly and discuss quite a few things. First and foremost, I have got to get this off my chest because yesterday, as it pertains to the Clark County School District here in Las Vegas, okay, yesterday, a article got released from the fake news media from the RJ here locally, basically saying that a school teacher wanted to severely beat up a student. So these were, caught, these threats were caught by another student. And that student then went home and showed that individual's parents. And then from there, it was just an ongoing feud and has not stopped since. And come to find out that the student that was being threatened by this teacher actually was autistic. Okay? Can any of you? I'm fixing my do here. Not sure if I look better or worse, but whatever. Um, Bella, you better quit. So first and foremost, spiritually, on a spiritual level, it shows you where we're at today. Um, it's definitely unfortunate. It's shocking, in fact, actually, and almost kind of sad. Final warning. And on a spiritual level, this person that made these threats to the student has no idea what he or she just did upon themselves, really. Okay, because truly, in a spiritual realm, which is real, by the way, and when it comes to or as it pertains to God, and now not everybody's gonna believe in God because they're still stuck in the world and the veil is still on their eye. And, some people have that veil so stuck to their eye that the lens can never just fall. So the veil can then come off. And so, as it pertains today to society and the way the world is and how times we're in, um, pretty much, um, this teacher just condemned themselves, basically hung themselves in a very real, very literal, sense of the word. Not sure if that made it worse or better. I just effed up my phone. Oh, there we go. So, this teacher literally condemned him or herself. But, really, so many of the teachers that are being hired today are only being hired because they are pushing the new world order, the one way order, the dictatorship for the next generation, so to speak. Um, and I guess as it pertains to that future, it looks like there is to be strict strategic ways that these people are going to live. Um, Man, I know so much that I wish I could share on this platform, but y'all, I'm telling you guys, if I did, I would massively be taken out. Um, oh gosh. So, when it comes to Clark County School District, it says a lot about the superintendent himself and his hiring capabilities. Now, don't get me wrong, I know for each respective campus and school, the principal and vice principal are therefore also partially responsible for the hirees that they hire. Okay? But there's no excuse for these school teachers who are basically causing problems themselves. Okay? It's bad enough that we got a generation of kids who are confused, who no longer really seem to know who they are or what is their place in today's society. And it seems like to me, every day that passes, see, I homeschool my kids, and that's exactly why, because I do not need my kids being confused. I don't need them thinking that they don't got a place when God has called them selected and chosen, and they do, and they will serve their purpose. Uh, um, just so you guys know, I am writing my book, and in that book, I am going to conceal so much information. It's going to be a mind fuck, if you know what I mean. Okay. Um, but anyways, you know, I wish I could say things as I wanted to. See, I'm so limited with the language verbiage that I can say up on this platform, because on the other side we got people with big boy and big girl feelings who are stuck on the NWO, who are taking dark money, who really they don't really have a finer purpose other than that. Okay? But anyways, let me just say it like this. Clark County School District has failed this generation irreputably, okay? We're living in times where our children cannot even walk onto a public campus without one or two kids having guns or knives and wreaking havoc some way or somehow. Okay? Like I mean, I graduated with the class of 2005 with honors, okay? And I remember the year that I was in school. Actually, that was my senior year. I deliberately remember a student putting a knife to my throat, and I'm like, what the F? You know, like I'm literally doing my freaking classwork. What's going on? Like, and this was a student that I wasn't even friends with. I wasn't even cordial with. We never spoke a word to each other. It was just all of a sudden out of nowhere. But it was during that time when I realized I'm like, you know what? Nah. So I not only got that kid expelled from Clark County School District, I got that teacher fired. And that's just what, happened during my situation. Emma, you better help move since you're just sitting there. Um, so shame on Clark County for confusing these kids. And I've said it a dime a dozen times. Jesus, Jara, you need to quit your job. You need to put a letter of resignation and resign honorably while you have a opportunity to do so, because something much more bigger, much more profound is going to happen, and you, sir, will no longer be able to honorably resign with a letter of resignation. It will be much more worse than that. See, but it's how do I say this? There is a spiritual context. This is how I guess the Holy Spirit is bringing it to me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what day, what time, the hour, whatever. I just know something catastrophic is going to happen on one of these campuses in Las Vegas. It's a school district operated school. I don't know the day, the time of the year. I just know it's going to be so big to the point that he's going to have to be put out of office. And when I say put out of office, he's not a politician. He's a Clark County School District superintendent. He already failed the student body, so he's fooling himself if he thinks that he has something going for himself. He doesn't. Not only has he failed the student body, I believe the Clark County School District Police Department said that they have confiscated, excuse me, 57 guns alone this year. Okay? And just 2 weeks ago, there were two incidents with another two students that brought guns on campus. When is it going to stop? It's not. We are literally living in biblical end times. Bella, come get the baby's bottle. We're living in end times. So therefore, these things are, going to unwind and going to happen. And it is up to us parents to put a stop to it. It is up to us to get the superintendent put out of his position, because clearly he's failing the student body. Clearly, if he's allowing these administrators, these deans and hall monitors and teachers to threaten, harass, and bully our children, the school district already failed. I mean, we're already F nationally for mathematics, and we've been at an F for mathematics nationwide since 2 years before I graduated high school. So what in God's green earth is this clown up in there gonna do much differently? Well, I'll tell you what Jesus Jara has done. He he allowed for nationally to accept the leftist democratic agenda to confuse children, to try to overthrow parental rights. He openly accepted that. That was really quick to allow this perverse sexual education agenda to pass. He agreed, and now it's being taught. For that reason, we got a generation of damaged, emotionally scarred, confused kids. Simple. There is not going to be no litigating it. There's not going to be no going around it. Jesus Jara is a negligent, faulty superintendent. That is just what it is. I don't care what walk of life, what race, your age, no matter what. Period. He needs to resign, and that's just it. But I'll tell you one and two for certain. The homeschool students have nothing to do with you public school indoctrinated people. So keep the homeschool population about your mouth. Period. What are you doing?